Oh, sorry. Okay. Hello. Good morning. Good evening. Wherever you are. Good afternoon. Greetings, everyone. This is me, Zahra Bazak. I had a shock of my life. I follow Mr. Salim Lalani. So there was this topic that he was coming online for. And I looked at it and I was like, I had a cognitive dissonance. I can't believe myself. And so I don't know how you're going to take me here when I talk about this. Murder. I thought maybe, the murder of Agha Khanis. I couldn't understand the topic. It was very easy, but I couldn't understand it. I mean, I've never heard, in the sense that, okay, in Pakistan, but Portugal, you know, I never, Lisbon. So his topic was something like that. And so a few days back, I can't believe now I'm kind of laughing and all this, cracking up. So Salim Lalani, I put the notification on and I thought maybe, like, they've killed the spirit or something of the Ismaili Islamic Center in Portugal. And then he came live and I went there and I'm like, look, I went there late. So some things like someone killed someone. I thought that, how can His Highness Aga Khan can get someone murdered? So this is, I really lost it, right? This mind, my mind just didn't go to the killings, right? In the of these two. It's difficult to I. So I'm having a difficult time. I wasn't supposed to talk about this. Okay. Anyway, so maybe you also have a cognitive dissonance. Yeah, as Muslims, and I'm shaken and all, and I'm scared to go out. I'm so weak, right? So, did I just fix my mic? Yes. So, anyways, I'm going to talk about this thing, Islam. You might have a cognitive dissonance. Say, this is my way. I invite to Allah with insight, I and those who follow me. Basiratan, okay. Some people put here clear perception. Oh, that's good. Because as Salahuddin once brought out that it is your perspective. I see that's another word. Perception is another word, and perspective. So how do I see the Quran ayat? It took a religious crisis. If you're as a like maybe you've been deceived. Maybe you're not daft as I am, but maybe you've been thoroughly deceived. So for a clear perception, what do you need? Do you need a mind or do you need perception? And what is perception? What is this? Very good word. Clear as the seeing with one's eyes. So you could be deluded. You see, cognitive dissonance, this mind of Prophet Muhammad. So you would kill people, or, like some. A majority of Muslims are peaceful, peace-loving, as they think. Now you need to come out of this. That majority, we are peaceful people. Of course, you are peaceful, but you are deceived thoroughly. You should see that Islam is not a religion of peace. A very good morning to you, Salahuddin. Salahuddin says, good morning, sister. A very good morning to you. Please welcome here. Uh, Hope you, Rosa, now is good. Ramadan is going good. And all is well in safety for you. Oh, I'm going to talk. It's not so much safety for us apostates here, right? We don't know. Someone at the Ismaili Center in Lisbon, they were helping an Afghani. And I don't know whether this Afghani is Ismaili or not. I couldn't get what Salim Lalani was saying about this. Anyways, in the end, I wished him best wishes, and so I couldn't hear more. But the way, so there are the way he, he puts the blame on His Highness Aga Khan. But His Highness Aga Khan is a product of this religion. So I think His Highness Aga Khan is deluded. Also, positive. He gave us positive Islam. It's very hard for me to. My mind is going to the two women. So, what is clear perception here? Okay, I might not be able to explain properly. Now we have this Al Imran verse using reason. Al Imran verse 118. O you have believed, do not take as intimates those other than yourselves, for they will not spare you any ruin. They wish you would have hardship. Hafiz says, you left a harder pilgrimage for me. Hafiz Shirazi, the poet. And we used to think, Bibi Zainab, that's so the Nohas were coming to me since I found out there were 2 killed and 1 injured in the Islamic Ismaili Center, Lisbon, Portugal. They wish you would have hardship. So if, even when Ismailis working with the Western Europeans have made it easy, so easy for us. I don't know what the case is. I think, in my opinion, if I may say, I'm going to reserve it. Maybe if it comes out, I can't help it, then I apologize. But I think that this was a criminal act, as the Portuguese police investigators say. But, like we might have some element of jealousy or something. That, I went through so much being a Ismaili Muslim. I can't fathom a Ismaili killing or going out losing his mind or something like that. So I've jumped to the assumption that he was a Muslim and the Ismailis wanted to help him or something. Or maybe he was an Ismaili. I don't know what Salim Lalani said. Most of it just was going through over my head, over my cuckoo's head. So they wish you would have hardship. Hatred has already appeared from their mouths. And what the breast conceal is greater. We have certainly made clear to you the signs. If you will use reason, right? Here it appeals to our intellect, our mind, and to use reason. So I used reason, and it didn't add up to Prophet Muhammad being a true prophet. And with the Quran ayats, taking the Quran ayats. So this, as I've shown and keep showing you, that Islam is a great tragedy for human beings. Any religion like this is a great tragedy. So, but I choose to talk about this Islam because Salahuddin, a message retracted. Salahuddin, a brother, is there something you would like to say? Did you see the massage? The message. Oh yes, I saw it in my childhood. I was in London when my father, his brother, and I, we went to the cinema hall, 1976 somewhere, 75 and 6. You mean the movie, The Message? Yes, so what about it, Salahuddin? Do you mean the movie, The Message on Prophet Muhammad? Yes, I saw it, and I then saw it later also. I bought it for someone in Karachi when I was in London, original, and then she gave it back to me. She didn't want to keep it. So I saw it later on in year 1998 somewhere, or 1996, 1996. The above message. Oh, no, okay. No, I didn't see it. Your message retracted. I was reading here. Okay. So you see, this is the communication problem I have. So who could be right, the Sunnis or the Shias or I? We all have this problem, right? We don't see it. We try to blame it on the other person who doesn't know Arabic, but we all have the Sunnis think they are right in the way they've taken the Quran ayats and the hadiths and everything, right? So, Salahuddin, how important, please tell me what is this, because as it is, it's very difficult. I need to save the people. Also, like we have miscommunication and all this. And now my mental health has been deteriorating, right? So in this, I'll be making mistakes. The Holy Quran is the only right, not the Sunni nor the Shia. Okay, the Holy Quran is the only book, right? Yeah, the main book, yeah, right. So then why does God say in about Abraham in Surah Safat that Abraham is a Shia of Nuh, not Allah? Yes, the Holy Quran is the main book. But don't you think there are ayats in the Quran? Now you see, of course, no one doubts that the Holy Quran is the main book. We don't doubt that, right? Now, a Sunni, I was telling her about Jiddu Krishnamurti and all this, and she blurted out to me, well, we need a leader. So how long will it take for, doing this Jiddu Krishnamurti thing? And why do you mention God? You see, a Muslim, non-Shia, could you come to Hamza Den live stream right now? Where's No, I'm sorry, I cannot come there. Who is Hamza Den? A Muslim? No, I don't want to make life complicated for myself. He is welcoming any challenge against Islam. Oh, okay. Hamza, please ask him to come here. I'll be honored. Can he come here? So Who is Hamza Den? Now, no, I cannot take that challenge in the comment section. I need to, with my time, take time to use, and it's in intervals, right? So please ask him to come here. He's welcoming any challenge against Islam. I'm also welcoming him very warmly to come here. And if he, and yeah, Quran is the main source. And the thing is that Abraham is. So what does he say? Why do you people close your eyes to this? That Abraham, forget Hamza's den and all this. He has a huge following, not any person. So, I mean, if you want to help, do you think we are less? Just because he has a huge following, even the Quran says the majority do not count, right? So what? He should take time out. So, who does he? I mean, so what if he has a huge following? As if this means that if the Sunnis have a huge following, we are Shias. I was a Shia. That I should go to the Sunnis and think they are right? No, right? Sorry, the challenge, everything. What does he say? He's going to. What is he going to do? It's all rubbish. He's a British convert to Islam. Terrible. Tell him to come here. He will leave Islam in no time. If he's not prejudiced like you. Because the Quran is not enough, and Umar bin Khattab also said that after Prophet Muhammad's. No. Oh, sorry. The Quran is enough. Umar said this, right? Umar bin Khattab. The Prophet didn't say the Quran is enough. There are hadiths where Prophet says that follow me, like there's ayat, like follow me, Allah will love you. If you love Allah, follow me. And there are hadiths which say take my, with the Quran, take my itrat, that's from the Shia side. Is he going to whitewash all those hadiths that are present? Which the Shias have done great research on that since eons, since 1400 years. And who is he? How does he represent Islam? Is he an imam? You see, you can't tell me that he has many followers, that's why I should go. There are many followers of dancers and singers. Very few followers of apostates like me. So it's terrible that he's a British convert to Islam. What a tragedy. So there was a man recently on a Google search news. I saw that he said that namaz brings me peace. So that's I have changed my religion. I've become a Muslim. Just because namaz brings him peace. Now, my principal brought me peace. This means that whatever she is, she's a Sunni Muslim, I should become a Sunni Muslim and follow her wherever she goes, because she's the one who brought me peace in St. Joseph's College. After 6 years of restless hell, separated from my teacher, right? So who is he? Is he, please tell him, ask him to take some time. Wouldn't he go? I mean, there are social workers, NGOs who go on the fields to help people. They take time out. The reason why, sorry, I cannot go there is that it's taken so much time to, remind me, share with you all this. Every stream counts here. So if I make mistakes, the Muslims will not see me. Okay, he's a British Hamza Den. Okay, terrible. I don't agree. A terrible thing to do. He's done to himself. What can I say? he has done injustice to himself, and he's doing injustice to other people. Great injustice. Because here I'm proving that Islam has killed freedom of thought. And please don't divert my attention. Message retracted. Did you see the message? The above message. You see how people can, even you can, play with words and get me to think you're talking about the message. Movie. You see here in the comment section, it is not enough. I wish I had a live stream yard. Does he have a live stream yard? I can go and speak to him. I can join him like that. Goodness. So please don't divert my attention right now, Salahuddin. Thank you. Sorry about this. I just felt my freedom of thought. This religion has not given any freedom of thought. It's a tyrant, tyrannical religion. It has killed people. It has killed the spirit of love. So he doesn't come to small people's places. I'm very small. Unless, how much would I have to, make an appointment with him? Very busy person. Comment section has problems. I cannot argue with someone or have a dialogue. I need to have a dialogue with someone. Now here, I'm not ready for this, so let's discover. But I know I'm right. This Islam and every religion like this is great this thing for humanity. You are not going to scare us. I've been so scared, shaken up. Can't go out, can't do this. Apprehensive, weakened. What are you Muslims going to do next? Brainwash people's minds with the Quran ayats? Make me curious and divert my attention? Look at the killing of the freedom of thought. You see, it's his perspective. I can't take his perspective. How is it that the Quran is right? How is it? Sunnis have their perspective. Shias have their perspective. Quran only people have their perspective. There are so many schools of thought in Islam. Which one are you giving me? Which one is he giving me? Is he giving me Salafi Islam? Or is he giving me the Sunni Islam? Or is he giving me Islam only? When Prophet Muhammad, when the Quran has made Abraham is a Shia of Nuh. Killing people like this, I mean, what is this? Quran ayat. Verily, Abraham was a Shia of Nuh. So you should have freedom of thought. And someone should have told us. Remember, I was a Shia. Someone should have told us what thought is. So, am I going to go to another Muslim who tries to brainwash people? 36 miracles in the Quran. Maybe even if you have 100 and God knows 200 miracles in the Quran. But what, you don't see the one ayat that is contradictory. The problem is that your minds are, God knows, you're corrupted by this religion. Do you know anything about brainwashing? The psych. Rain came down, so you were all sedated. Muslims. He's a warmonger. Okay, this is Ayat alislam.org. I'm going to Surah Safat. Safat. Okay, does he have... So what does he say about the Khalifa and all this? What does he say? Who should be the next leader? My cousin has that book, Medlang. His inclination is towards the Shia, that Ali should have been the leader. So you see, you need authority also in Islam. You need authority. I humbly invite him. Let's see how he can challenge me here. He must be good in writing your comment section. Like you are. I'm really bad at that. And also on the live stream, I need time to show you here. This is Surah Safat Ayat 83. And verily among the followers. Followers. Who? Among the followers of whom? Among the Shias of Nuh was Abraham. Abraham had to follow Nuh. Abraham had to follow Shia. Shia of Nuh. After Prophet Muhammad, who are you following? Just because you say, now the Quran is here, but you're asked to follow, obey Prophet Muhammad. Follow me, Allah. If you love, so this ayat, who are you following? The Quran only is not enough. You see? If you use your reason only to end the Quran ayats, where are you going to go? There are 72 jingling sects in Islam. Let's see. It specifically says to follow, and it doesn't only say to follow only the Quran. It doesn't say only Quran. It says also at the same time follow Prophet Muhammad. So from here, Surah Safat ayat, you can see this cannot be abrogated. Just because the Quran has come, it cannot be abrogated. Salahuddin, who do you follow now? Who's your Khalifat al-Rahman? I mean, our Shia Khalifat al-Rahman, we call him, is Imam Mahdi. Right? So now we go to, if you love Allah. So if you use reason also, it should come to this, Quran and Islam. But it's not coming to Islam in the Quran. I've proven that. If you love Allah, follow me, Allah will love you. Do you know what it means to follow someone? So please, first do your research, how Abraham, and find out. It's not in detail. God hasn't explained how Abraham was following Nuh, was a Shia of Nuh. Oh, so what do you need now? You need something outside of Islam. Okay, what about the Quran? If you say the Quran is sufficient, then how do you pray? How are you praying? Huh? 5 times a day, obligatory prayers? The method is not given in the Quran. If I should come this way too. If you love Allah, follow me. Allah will love you. Oh God. So, say, if you do love Allah, follow me. It's not enough to only love Allah. Can you see this over here? Can you see this? Allah will not love you just because you love Allah and you are whatever you are doing. Who will explain this ayat? Who will? What does it mean to follow me if you love Allah? It's not enough. You see? Then Allah will love you and forgive you your sins. Uh, then follow me. Hib, hib, love. This is like, now tell me, Allah will love you and also forgive your sins, it says here. This Quran ayat, Ali Imran verse 31. So it's appealing to those also who have those polytheists, those who love Allah, those who loved Allah. Follow me. Ahl Sunnah will tell you what this ayat means in their own perspective, right? And what is the reward for message of Allah? Do you know? Do you know the reward of this messenger? Surah, how do you take this ayat? Surah Shuara, 42, number of the Quran, chapter of the Quran, and 23 ayat, right? How do you take this? Every Muslim, how do you take this Quran ayat? The Shia say it means, this is wa'da. No, this is not the promise of messenger, which is Imam Mahdi al-Qaim, who will come. Is Prophet Muhammad's greatest prophecy. Wa'da risalat, the promise of prophethood. It is that of which Allah gives good tidings to His servants who believe and do righteous deeds. Say, O Muhammad, I do not ask you for it, i.e. this message, any payment, but only goodwill, oh goodness, only loving kindness to kinship. And whoever commits a good deed, we will increase him. Do you know how the Quran ayats are imported and exported? Huh? You listen to Imam Tawhidi? Did you go to Dr. Khalil Andani? He has a different perspective of what Ismailis think of Ramadan. You see, the laws were changed for a couple of Sahabas. Now you can go into your wives. Before that, they didn't have the privilege. But because some of the Sahabas couldn't do what the polytheists were practicing, Allah changed the law for them. पता नहीं किसने हु बेवकूफ़ बना दिया ब्रिटिशर को. You see this man, this Prophet Muhammad, he has I don't know how he's used, I mean, this to brainwash people. Kabhi rain bhejta hai, sometimes he's sending rain down to sedate. Oh wow, how I wish it would rain down on me now. And you're going to, some of you Muslims are killing people, and you're killing parents would say, our children, what are you teaching my children? Freedom of thought. And all this. Like in dead poor society, I will be thrown out, excommunicated. So this, sorry, I don't mean to sound rude, but I think that this Britisher should come here so that I can clear his brainwashing. Although I'm not so good, I'm doing my best. I'm not eloquent enough for this. But I know a couple of things from the Quran that are enough to make an honorable man leave Islam. This brings me peace and that brings me peace. That's why I became a Muslim. And, it's just... So when the rain comes, that will sedate you. It will bring you peace so that you can... The war, you will be able to kill people, do battles with your adversary. But those who believe... and you say they are against Islam. And they came on the battlefield. What a terrible message here. There's a Britisher who's converted to Islam. And God knows who, what, where, how, what reasons he has used. They say he has forged a falsehood against Allah. Please, this is too... And what does... But if Allah, he's giving a threat, he would seal up the heart. And Allah blots out vanity and proves. You don't say... You are not saying against polytheists or any Jews. Those Jews of Yathrib. You see, you make a contract with someone. A simple contract, if you don't keep, it will breed doubts. Read the surah on, ayat on contract. Breed doubts. He made Zaid. Where are you people? So it is for your own good. No, I'm very angry today. I'm very saddened, very, very saddened that, you see, I don't want to be constipated in the head. I already have constipation. Right? I don't want my head to be constipated. My reason to be such a thing. That's another sad news. Is he a Shia? Has he become a Shia? Shia of Nu. So this, please see that this Islam, if I can, it has, I don't know what brings people to this Islam. There are other peaceful religions or ways of living. Peace should come from within. So please ask him. You have some influence, I see. Please ask him. If he says Quran only, then how does he pray? Through the life, he'll have to learn the Prophet's way. Take the life story of the Prophet. Sirat. You will have to go hither and thither. So the method of namaz is not given in the Quran clearly. Okay? Now, pray in the end of the day, pray at the ends of the day, even the method of ablution. The Shia says something else, the Sunni says something else. Don't wash your feet. The Quran says to wipe your feet. Shia say that. Sunnis say no, wash your feet. One ayat taken in different perspective, different way. Why is this tragedy? Let us look at it. Please give me the time. Pray at the end of the day. Surah, which surah is it? Ayat. Taha. Surah Hud, Ayat 114 reads, and establish the prayer at the two ends of the day and in the first hours of the night. Two ends of the day, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? That's, maybe he means two ends of, four ends of the day. Sorry, so this is a bit hard for me to take. Okay, yeah, look at this, ablution. On ablution, wash or wipe. Have you done this research ever? Salahuddin brother. Wiping the feet or washing them in wudu. Juristic questions. We have the Shia side. Let's look at the Shia side. Sayyid Abdul Hussein Jaraf al-Din al-Musawi. The wiping, chapter 5. The wiping or washing of the feet in the wudu ablution, it's on the ayat, Quran ayat. The scholars of Islam have differed on the type of purification of the feet required for the parts of the wudu. Can you see this? What a tragedy. The jurists of the masses have stated, and amongst them are the four imams, that it is obligatory to specifically wash the feet. Dawood bin Ali and Al-Nasir al-Haq, who are amongst the imams of the Zaydiyah. Oh God, sorry, I don't know where to keep this. Have stated it is obligatory to combine between the washing and the wiping, whereas some of them have said one can choose between the two. The Imamis in the following Imams of the pure family of Prophet have said it is obligatory to wipe. The proof is the saying of the Most High, and wipe your heads and your feet up to the ankle bones. Surah Maida at 6. For us, the reasoning for us, as explained by Imam al-Razi, is sufficient. When arguing based on this verse, he stated in detail, saying, the proof of those who say it is obligatory to wipe is based on two famous readings in the Quranic statement, and your feet, in Surah Maida, verse 6. Ibn Kathir, Hamza, Abu Amr, and Asim, based on the reports of Abu Bakr narrated from him, have recited it in the genitive case. Nafi ibn Amir, and Asim have recited it according to the tradition reported by the Hafs from him in the accusative case. He, al-Razi, said, so we say, as for the recitation in the genitive, it would necessitate the feet in the verse to being a conjunction with the head. Therefore, just as it is obligatory to wipe on the head, similarly, it is so on the feet, al-Razi said. If it is said, why is it not permissible to claim that the word feet ends in the genitive case due to the rule stating that the genitive case is inserted based on what closest to it. As it is the saying, the whole of a lizard is destroyed, and the leaders of the people are wrapped up in a garment. We say this is invalid for several reasons. Now, this is the Shia, and they're using reason. So, why wouldn't you see the Shia reason to this? We say this is invalid for several reasons. Number one, the rule of the genitive case being inserted based on the word closest, to it is considered to be a mistake, which is tolerated due to the needs of a poem, whereas the speech of God is necessarily above that. Number two, the above rule is only applied when the possibility of confusion is safeguarded against, like the saying, the whole of a lizard is destroyed. For it is necessarily known that that destruction is not attributed to a lizard. Rather, it is to a whole. Whereas there are no safeguards against confusion in this verse. Number three, the rule of the genitive case being inserted based on the word closest to it is applicable only when there is no conjunction. As for when there is a conjunction, the Arabs do not use it. And Al-Razi further said, as for the reading of the feet of the verse, being in an accusative case, they have said that this also requires the wiping, and that is because of his saying, and wipe your heads, and the word head in the sentence is in an accusative position. You see how the Shias have done their research. Due to the command wipe, the head is the object in the sentence, but it is written in the genitive case due to the proposition ba. So, if the feet are conjoined to the head in the sentence, then we are allowed to read the feet in the accusative case. As it is conjoined to the position of the head, which is in the accusative case in the sentence. So you see this all, how the Shias have done their research. He said, so I'm skipping some here, apparent proposition, okay, conjunction. He said, if this is clear, then we say it is clear for us. Now what is it? Salahuddin's sister could look up Hamza Den, oh my goodness, channel. He is making people in number Muslim. Oh, that's very sad for me. It'll take time for me. Oh my god, he's making people Muslims. That is very, very sad. So, I don't think you can make people Muslims, right? And this is the speech word to word, nothing is left out. But he, Al-Razi, so all this, you see the Shias have done their research. Conjunction, if you know the grammar of this Arabic and how the verse is imported, then you will take the Shia side. Or you will, which one? A view on the traditions of washing the feet. The traditions on washing the feet are of two types. There are those who do not indicate it, like the tradition of Abdullah ibn Amr. See, 2 sahis that we lagged behind the Prophet on journey. We traveled with him, we caught up the time of Asr prayer. So we started wiping on our feet, and he said, woe to the heels from the fire of hell. if this tradition is correct, it would lead to the wiping, since he did not forbid it. He said, woe to, he says, woe to the heathens from the fire of the hell. God knows what that means. He merely, amongst them were Arabs who were completely ignorant. They were urinating on their heels, especially when traveling. He threatened them with the fire. Oh my goodness. Excuse me, I feel a little sick here. So this is why I don't want to take these, because I already feel sick with the how to take these ayats, import and all this, right? He's doing a great disservice to humanity. He is live now. See what he's about. No, sorry, I can't. It's very, very upsetting for me, disturbing. I can't go anywhere right now. I cannot, yeah, the tragedy I'll see later. His tragedy of, thank you so much. I will see later the tragedy. He's converting people. How he's converting people to Islam. So, thank you, Salahuddin. Okay, now, you see, giving people uh, the fire of hell and all this, instead, why not from the beginning start with reason? I feel something is missing in this, because Surah Nisa does say, reflect on the Quran verses and use reason, otherwise God would put abomination on you. Fails in some cases where threats are given, not to Ahl Kitab who were attacking the Muslims, but where it says here, the final, or whatever you may say, but there's a threat before we obliterate faces. Quran ayat. Surah Nisa 47. O you who were brought the book, believe in what we have been sending down, sincerely verifying what is with you before we obliterate faces. So these people, the Ahl Kitab, were not killing any, they didn't fight perhaps with, they didn't fight. It doesn't say they fought here with Prophet Muhammad. So how do you interpret this ayat in context, if we may see the context of it also from all sides, right? We need to study the scripture given to them, believe in what we have sent down to Prophet Muhammad, confirming that which is with you. Confirming that which is with you before we obliterate faces and turn them toward their backs or curse them as we curse the Sabbath breakers. A threat should not be given in this case, if read in context. Taking the Ahl Kitab of his time, a threat should not be given. Reason, like we are told that he did with the Najrans. So, the Shias, I don't know what they say about Surah Nisa, this ayat. They would say that Prophet Muhammad, they never did this. But Baba, Allah has given a threat. Now, if the scriptures confirm it, confirming, this is very serious, right? It's a very grave threat given to the Ahl Kitab at this time. In context, reading in context. Believe in what we have sent down confirming that which is with you, before we obliterate faces and turn them toward their backs or curse them as we curse the Sabbath breakers. Now you see how the Shias tell us about Mubila, and they celebrate Eid al-Mubila, the Sunnis don't. I wonder why. He had a meeting, dialogue. So the verses in Ali Imran, I think, with the Christian Najrans. He brought Ali, Fatima, and his two grandchildren, Hassan, Hussein. Now I studied that part, Mubila, and I know why the recent also Christians, what they say. That's why I had to go to Dr. David Wood and all, the Christians, to see what they are saying. And Maryam was not a sister of Aaron, they say. And it can also not be taken as why they say it can, through their reasoning, that there was a Miriam who was a sister of Aaron. So Prophet Muhammad could have made a mistake. Although it says in the other Quran ayats that this is one race, but Maryam was not a blood sister of Aaron. So you could say it's taken like, being a sister of Aaron. It was literally like if these were sister and brothers of each other, then why was there a marriage? If we have to see if there was a marriage between cousins and all. Then we see, oh God, Adam comes and Hawa comes. So did the population increase through incest? What do we find in the Sunni scriptures? We have to see. Sunni hadiths about this. So like that, if I was eloquent. So I took it from some from the Christians who, critically examine these verses, Quran verses, and I try to see where they get carried away, or are they really truly showing the other verses that give me a reason. So no one gave me that reason, a Christian, that, this is one race. Jacob, this, that, family, Ale. So this is one race. So if Maryam is called the sister of Aaron, then this race, prophethood, where this race, Allah, the chosen ones of Allah, cannot marry each other if even they are cousins or far off, not, like, do you realize this? If this is the Maryam, Isa ibn Maryam, but if God calls her the sister of Aaron, which comes from Moses, Moses was, and Miriam, it doesn't say in the Quran that, but it says in the Bible, the sister of Moses was Miriam. So they had one sister, Aaron and Moses. This much I know from the Bible. So if there are any, taking that verse in Surah Maryam, sister, you see the sister of Aaron, like going back to such, sister of Aaron. Maybe the Christians have tried to put it, they know. In other words, no one will, maybe they will have to take the time to explain that if Maryam is not a blood sister of Aaron, and God calls her the sister of Aaron here, then there should be no intermarriages in these chosen ones. You see, cousins marrying each other. Okay, you could say this was abrogated later during the time of Prophet Muhammad when Fatima Zahra married her cousin Ali. You see, Prophet Muhammad called Ali his brother. If you even come like that, Ali was called Prophet Muhammad, Prophet Muhammad, my brother. The brotherhood between the Messenger and Ali is a well-known fact in the history of Islam. It was reported through an... How can this happen, you see? But, you see, Prophet Muhammad, brotherhood. Now, what kind of brotherhood? Okay, let's go and see. The brother of Prophet Muhammad, Imam Ali, Sheikh Muhammad Jawad Chiri, right? The nucleus of the Islamic State started at, it's an Islamic State, they say. The nucleus, Imam Tawhidi doesn't say it's the government. Islam didn't have a government, didn't have a state. But Sheikh Muhammad Jawad Chiri says is the nucleus of the Islamic State started. Noteworthy, right? This is a Shia, and then the Shias differing. Imam Tawhidi differs from some of the 12 Shia ulamas. The nucleus of the Islamic State, when you have a state, you need a government also, started at the beginning of the Hijrah. The birth of the state was a unique prototype in the history of man. We do not know before Islam any state that was established on a brotherhood, springing from the belief. See, now it's a new thing that a state has started from brotherhood. On brotherhood, springing from the belief in the oneness of God and His universal justice, which denies all clannish national and racial discrimination. So on merit and all this, no, God's chosen servants, I guess. As a matter of fact, it is difficult to find in history a clear example other than the early Islamic State in which a government was established. So here's a Shia religious scholar saying the government was established as a spontaneous outcome of the people's sharing spiritual and worldly ideals. If you listen to Imam Tawhidi, sorry, not Muhammad Tawhidi, he says that there was no government. He rejects this. He says you look at the Quran imports, and so it was never an Islamic state, never a government, it didn't have a government, and all this. However, this this says it has a government. The government was established as a spontaneous outcome of people's sharing spiritual and worldly ideals. However, this general brotherhood may remain an abstract idea if no tangible example of it is realized. The Messenger wanted to give the Muslims a tangible example through small brotherhoods, a special relation between two Muslims in which each one becomes to the other a brother in God. And now what is this, a brother in God? And treats the other as he treats his brother, who was born from his parents. Oh, Did I get this right? I need to. The Holy Prophet issued and announced individual brotherhoods. Yes, I know about this. During the first year after the Hijrah, but one, do you see this? Born from his parents. Shias, are you okay or am I okay? Am I not okay and you are okay? I think you should read that book. I'm okay, you're okay then. Because I don't seem to be okay right now. What? Sorry, excuse me. When I used to say what to my teacher, she would say, what? That's not, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm so shocked. Like, oh my God, what is this? And my teacher used to say, do not take. Now, if I say, oh God, Miss Tissa, then she would say, do not take God's name in vain. Sorry, respected teacher, she's gone now. She was great in training me to be so principalized. But that poor lady, I failed her miserably. She stopped me from saying, I swear, Miss Tissa, main to kasam hi kabhi nahi khai hai. After that, you know. Even in songs, I never swore. Like if the song came, Teri kasam hai, I would just stop. I wouldn't sing that in my mind. Aapki, then करवटे बदलते रहे सारी रात हम आपकी कुछ गिलाओ तो गले हम को लगा लेना सनम आपकी. Okay? Can't say it. I can't say that. Okay. Okay, this is another shock. Then how could Ali marry? Because you see the brotherhood, all this, okay, I can... then he held the hand of Ali. Yeah, I know this, but you see, this is my akhi, my brother. Thus the messenger of God and Ali became brothers. Now number 1, you can see, go down. Ali ibn Burhanuddin al-Halabi, Biography of the Prophet, Part 2, page 97. So the Shias do agree. Some Shias may agree. The righteous God, give me strength. Oh God, give me strength. You see here, this Shia has written, ulama. Now, I used to be so quiet. I never ever said, I couldn't word to a ulama, against an ulama. Then I became so, this marriage was destined to be unique in its consequences. So, outstanding compassion. Now, what does Allah do? Oh, maybe He give me the strength, God, to. So, the Prophet so the son-in-law of yes. Why this contradictions? The Prophet bestowed a unique honor upon Ali by choosing Ali to be his son-in-law. You see, he married him to his daughter Fatima al-Zahra. Not the Prophet, but we are told that God chose Ali, for whom her father, Ali is his prayer answered, Prophet Muhammad. Oh Allah, send me help from among yourself. Oh, there's a tashahhud prayer. Oh Allah, make me to enter a goodly entry and make me to go forth a good going forth. From the Quran, and grant me power to help others. What is that? I forgot. Quran ayat. So that prayer came true and Ali was born. But now Ali has, you see this? Ali has become the son-in-law of the Prophet. Now who? Now, Imam Tawhidi different, he would depart from here. So would I. I had to depart. Fatima is a portion of me. Whoever exasperates her exasperates me. See this, right? The 11th. Al-Bukhari in his Sahih chapter, virtues of the relatives of the messenger and virtues of Fatima. So they've taken this as to be a true hadith from the Umayyad side. Come back here. Aisha, wife of the Prophet, also said about Fatima. Yes, a lot. I have never seen a more resplendent, resemblance meaning, to the Prophet in manner of speaking than Fatima, daughter of the Messenger of God. Salahuddin, this is where you remember why you said that why Shias take, why not all the daughters of Prophet Muhammad? Because Prophet Muhammad himself didn't take all the daughters as important. If you say Hazrat Khadija the widowed, those other daughters, Kulsum and all, were from Prophet Muhammad and not her other husbands. We say that Hazrat Khadija may have been widowed. We don't, I don't know about this. I have to verify and read out from the Shia. Anyways, that's not so important. I just wanted to bring this point in. But that Prophet Muhammad and Khadija had one daughter, and her name was Fatima. And Khadija didn't have other daughters and all this, which the Sunnis claim she had. And Prophet Muhammad had. Okay, now here we have so many problems. So whenever Fatima, the daughter of Messenger of God, came to him, he used to welcome her, stand for her, kiss her. You see this? Now this is the Shia side, right? Kiss her, take her hand, and seat her in his place. Aisha said also about Fatima, I never witnessed a person truer than Fatima after her father. Now, when Allah gave marriage was destined to be unique, angel came from heaven to give me the good tidings of its fruits were two gems of this nation, Al-Hassan and Al-Hussein. That Fatima is the leader of the women of paradise, that Al-Hassan and Al-Hussein are the leaders of the youth of paradise. By their birth, the most honorable family was formed. For this family, the Messenger ordered the Muslims to pray whenever they pray for him. This is the family whose members the Muslims are urged to follow. Urged to follow. The divinely commended family. In all of what the Holy Prophet spoke about Ali and the members of his family, he was speaking with a divine authority and in reliance on the order of God and his revelation. The Almighty revealed. Oh, but where's that abrogated? Time, man, we find the following verses. The righteous shall drink of the cup whereof the mixture is kafur, a spring wherefrom the servant of God. So you can read this ayat, chapter 76 of the Quran, ayats 5 to 12. How the Shias take this ayat. It is worthy to note that no hadith ever mentioned that the members of this family said aloud to those whom they gave their food, we feed you for the sake of God, face of God actually. Oh, for the sake of God in the face of God. Looking for no reward, no thanks from you. Actually, they fed Jibreel. These words were in their hearts, not on their tongues. God stated openly in his book what they kept secretly in their hearts. A unique testimony. The Holy Quran does not contain any testimony of this kind pertaining to any other Muslim family. This is because no other family offered what this family offered of sacrifices. We know of no other family that was so unselfish that all its members gave to others for the love of God and the necessary food for 3 consecutive days. Oh, you can read all this. Then Mubaila comes. The members of so here comes Mubaila. this this family, however, was expected to surpass all other families in sacrifices. For Ali was the brother. So you see what I'm up against. You will see you like that friend. One friend said, "You don't give a inch of your nail to anyone. You don't. You haven't sacrificed." Shias will say, "What have you sacrificed?" So let us go quietly. So I thought of taking Zen way, where even your footprints are erased when you go. Let the other come. How? This Zen, this silence. Now you see, it hasn't said where, maybe I've missed it, that this was abrogated. Then he held the hand of Ali ibn Abu Talib, saying, "This is my brother." Thus the Messenger of God and Ali became brothers. Now you know how they became brothers? Uh, um, brothers. You see this? However, let me start from this paragraph. However, this general brotherhood may remain an abstract idea. Let me see if I've missed any words here. Oh, it remained an abstract idea if no tangible example of it is realized. The above were there. It would have remained an abstract idea, like the Zen in silence. What you sacrifice, what you do, forget it, finish it. Don't leave your footprint here of what you have done here. Let's leave our deeds behind. The messenger wanted to give the Muslims a tangible example through small brotherhoods, a special relationship between two Muslims in which each one becomes to the other. This means that Umar cannot marry Abu Bakr's daughter, and Abu Bakr cannot marry Umar's daughter Hafsa or any other. Two Muslims in which each one becomes to the other brother in God. So what does it mean, a brother in God? Further stating, alim, a religious scholar, and treats the other as he treats, he's treating the other as he treats his brother who was born from his parents. Just treating the brother, but not born from the parents. Okay. He treats the brother who was like as if he was born, but that's another matter now. Right, sister? Yes? Salahuddin says right. So he's not born from the parents, but treats Ali, Prophet Muhammad treats Imam Ali as his brother, but not born from the same parents. So that doesn't make him a real brother, according to Surah Azab ayat also, that came that your adopted son is not. See above massage. Message Salahuddin, MESSAGE, message. MESSAGE. I also make these terrible mistakes. I'm worse than you though. So don't think because I'm correcting you. But you know, massage, we have massage parlors. And some of them are dodgy. So if I go to a massage parlor, they offer, you know, in Singapore they had these massage parlors, right? I'm not trying to make fun of what, we all make mistakes. I've made so many mistakes, you'll be laughing your head off. You should be laughing, really. In English, my English is so funny. So sometimes you'll be laughing so much on my English. I don't I don't blame you or others because I have to laugh myself when I listen to my live streams. God has not given me a tongue. I have to pray like Hazrat Musa. And yesterday I was so despondent that I had to, any mantra, anything that would help me. Although I'm not a Hindu or a Buddhist, but one time I was like, is Allah really there? God, I blasphemed. There are people dying. And so let's, okay, so it's not from the same parents, but Islam says you can treat the other as your brother who was born from his parents. Like, that's okay. And then you can even take this brother and make him your son-in-law. You see, because in Surah Ayat, but for some people, this kind of a way is disgusting. Like, you call me sister here. The next day I see is that you're telling me, God forbid, that sister, I want to marry you. Oh my God, and I've been attached to you. Because, it's very scary. Imam Ali says, those who, uh, those who teach love and teach others. The next day I know Salahuddin. You know, so I'm never at peace. Like I could, because when Harry met Sally, a man coming here, and moreover a Muslim man who doesn't believe in this sistership and brothership in this way. The next thing I know is you're going to say, oh sister, I'm so attached to you. Those who love and train people. Hearts are like wild beasts. They attach themselves to those. Hearts are, oh, like, so Brother Salahuddin, please don't ever get that idea. I'm very, very old, very ugly. If you look at my hair, you'll be screaming, very scared. I've afro hair. Hearts are like wild beasts, and I'm not at all well. Hearts are like wild beasts, Imam Ali. So you see, no matter how many times you call me sister, but we don't have the same parents. Anytime you can say, oh sister, now you are Zahra for me, can you marry me? God forbid. God forbid. Hearts of people are like wild beasts. They attach themselves to those who love and train them. Hazrat Ali, Imam Ali. You see, this is very, very dangerous. What do you want me to call you? No, you call me sister and you take me as your, like a real sister. So that you never think of ever. Like what, I'm your sister in all ways. Like you can't marry me, it's haram. Like Rakhi Bandhan, their true sister, their biological sister. But can you have Rakhi Bandhan in like in Hinduism, even if she is not your sister, can you have Rakhi Bandhan with someone? Rakhi Bandhan. So it is a Rakhi Bandhan. Although we don't have the same parents, but you will always remain my brother. So yes, do call me sister. Oh God, I have to search this out next time. So, like you can, you would be haram to me. When you call me sister, this means that you will be haram on me. And you are now my brother in the real sense, not the Islamic sense. You understand? Okay, good. Thank God. Okay. Oh, a lot of burden fell because I'm always scared of this. Right. Now, you see, it doesn't say here. Ah, but they will try to explain it and say, since the prophet treat others as he treats his brother with his parents. Okay. So but it's not really serious. Like he becomes, so you can't marry your uncle, right? Like your father's brother, you cannot marry in Islam. But that's blood uncle. Here, Fatima, the daughter of Prophet Muhammad, has married. It's like marrying her blood uncle. Oh, no, no. Her father's brother in like just treatment. Zaban se bolna hai? Because I think God may have even said that, you know, what he's done here with the adopted son, Surya Sahib. You see this? Call your adopted sons after their true fathers. That is more equitable in the sight of Allah. And your brothers even, like, take them as your brothers or entrusted ones. So, yeah, like this, God says, what does he say here? Regard them as your brethren in faith and as allies. So, brother in faith, Zaban, I mean, just regard them as your brothers in faith. बाबा आप लोगों की your tongue आप जबान देते हैं किसी को, लेकिन ये कैसे जबान दे रहे हैं? Well, how are you giving your word to someone? And there is no blame upon you for that in which you have erred, but only for what your hearts intended. So your heart didn't intend that your adopted son should be your son, real son. Like you treat the most basic, like my teacher, Miss Disa, Karachi American School, she told me we're friends after school. But inside, I was like, I didn't argue with her or anything at that time. Inside, I said, you're like my aunt, grandaunt. Sorry, my aunts were younger. My grandaunt, like my mother's father's sister. I wanted to make her part of the family. So I even drew blood and said, let us mix our blood together. So we are blood. She told me, go and get tetanus shot. You might get a infection. I took the Coke can. At that time, we used to get it very rarely in Karachi, like it was a long time ago. So I had to go to Empress Market and get the can one. We used to get bottled Cokes, but this can one, I just took the can thing off and I said, Miss Tissa, let us become family. I learned this from an English movie. I think Elizabeth Taylor always does this with her friend. Like she says, let's become, let's mix our bloods, finger together. So Miss Disa thought, I don't know where, she thought I'm coming from a Muslim side, whereas I was coming from London, and I must have seen this movie, Elizabeth Taylor's movie. But when did this come out? So a little bit on that. So you see, if I take Miss Disa as my now she's a family member, not only a family friend. I took Miss Disa as a family member, my grandaunt. Now let's suppose, God forbid, it's okay, if I was a lesbian and she's much older, she was like 40 decades older to me. And she wants to, or I am, Toba, I couldn't think. I didn't dream about it, right? But now Islam says this is all, that you've made a mistake, it's what your hearts intend. And anyways, lesbianism is not allowed in her Catholic religion nor in my Islam Shia religion. So that was out of the question. But in case, God forbid, like I'm just giving you an example, scenario, would I have, in my wildest dreams, would I have had that relationship? If she wanted it, would I have? Or, we both, okay, agree. And I'm thinking, okay, right? So, but I didn't think in my wildest dream. So it could be that later on, although there were young girls, I had friends who were beautiful. So maybe to help someone come out of it or something that, but it's not allowed in Islam. It's not allowed. You see, it's not allowed when Allah has decided that that person is going to hell for you to save them from going to hell. Although there's a movie I think he saves his loved one wife or someone, he goes to hell to save her. But in Islam, this is not allowed, and I'm the kind of person who would want to go, but God, I think my limit has come. If I dropped all that evil in Islam, ये माफ़ी के लायक नहीं हैं, they are not they are not deserving of. Who are you to decide? You see, you can't even in Islam, you can't even take the burden of another. So, ayat, Quran ayat. No one can take your burden. No one. So if I could take the sins of Miss Disa, for example, or if I am capable, God graces me with that. No one can take the burden of another. I mean, this is my ideal, I think in this, but hardly I would step back and say, oh, I don't want to go to jail. They'll come after me, mera naam badnaam hoga. They'll put me through so much torture, my reputation will be at stake. Burden of another. Quran ayat. Oh God, what's happened? No one can. So I'm here and there. Thank you, Salahuddin, for being here. Actually, very, sorry, I failed to understand you. But you have been here listening, and I have no words, but I don't know how to thank you. At one time, thank you, and I hope this really helps you. No one can take the burden of another. But sometimes, it makes me very, very sad that you don't see it. And I look at all the other Muslims who are unable to see this. And I can't save your souls. And no bearer of burdens will bear the burden of another. Right? Surah 35, ayat 18. But what if God said, you can take the burden of another? What are gurus for? What are imams for? What are messengers for? And how can you heal another? Through love. Love is the best healer. Not this Quran ayat that says, "O Allah, make me to enter a goodly entry, and make me to go forth a good going forth, and grant me from near thee power to assist me and others," in brackets other, and say the truth has come and falsehood has vanished. Surely falsehood is a vanishing thing. And we reveal of the Quran that which is a mercy and a healing to the believers, and it only adds to the perdition of the unjust. We reveal the Quran, that which is a mercy and a healing to the believers. Right? Now God told us that He sent down His mercy, a merciful messenger. I don't know how you take it if it is not partnership, association with God, and giving Him mercy which He has ascribed on Himself. So how to come and show you that you can't even take the burden of another, it says here. Man is ungrateful by nature. Our nature is pathetic, ungrateful. And it gives us ingratitude. You see, so this is what I was saying. If only God had put this gratitude in us, on that ayat, which other ayat? And every soul earns not blame except against itself. Soul of my soul, Michael Bolton. Heart of my heart, the greatest treasure of my life, that's what you are. Blood of my blood. Come into this world. So where am I going before I forget? I have to cut my singing. Man is ungrateful. Man, we've given this man everything. We've given him everything and more. Yet he is ungrateful. Oh, I start to remonstrate. And He has granted you all that you asked Him for. If you try to count Allah's blessings, you would never be able to number them. And then you know what? Recently, 2 women killed. Faith goes trembling, crash. Are you there, God? Where are you, God? 2 women who were helping. One of them was helping this Afghani refugee man in Portugal, Lisbon, teaching him this, that. What does he do? The most ungrateful thing ever. Kills her. And He gave you from all you asked Him of Him. And if you should count the favor of Allah, you could not enumerate them. Indeed, mankind is generally, in bracket it says here, most unjust and ungrateful. Paramahamsa Vishwananda also, I saw his recent, on YouTube, that man is ungrateful by nature. Human beings are ungrateful by nature. Don't expect any, when God doesn't expect that and tell you, it's a reality. We all say this. It's our reality. Today, I might say, I'm not saying I'm grateful. I may be ungrateful to people helping me not be, ungrateful. The day they stop financial help, I'll say, what, I'll be abusing them and all this, catching the throats. You see? Man and time. So at one time I thought human beings are fatal creatures. I've written it in my diary. And I don't understand much of what goes on in this world. Know thyself, the greatest virtue. Muhammad took it and said it too from the Greek philosopher. Know thyself. Who are you? Are you this ungrateful, innately ungrateful? What is your nature? So, your nature like animals? But then why didn't God inspire in us like He inspired in the bees? So that animalistic nature, animals have it. So what made us, the Shia say, what made us rational, best human beings, rational? But the Quran says, believers are the best, Surah Ba'ina, and the worst creatures are the ones who are ungrateful. They did not, a teacher came to teach you and you kicked, you put everything aside. You rejected him. God has brought a guide to you. But what does Khalil Gibran say? So if he had put gratitude in us, then all this nonsense really not needed. I mean, it is. So Khalil Gibran. What does Khalil Gibran say in the Prophet? Right? Let's see if I can find Gothenburg. Okay, it's Gothenburg. Gotten, because I've okay. It's let's see, which one shall I choose? There's one which says the coming marriage, love, giving, joy, sorrow, clothes, buying, selling, crime, punishment, freedom, reason, passion, on pain, self-knowledge. What is this? On teaching, shall I go to teaching and self-knowledge? And a man said to speak to us of self-knowledge. And he answered, saying, your hearts know in silence the secrets of the days and the nights, but your ears thirst for the sound of your heart's knowledge. You would know in words that which you have always known in thought. You would touch with your fingers the naked body of your dreams, and it is well you should. The hidden wellspring of your soul must needs rise and run murmuring to the sea. The river runs to the sea. Remember that song also? And the treasure of your infinite depths would be revealed to your eyes, Basiratun. And let there be no scales to weigh your unknown treasure. And seek not the depths of your knowledge with staff or sounding line, for self is a sea boundless and measureless. Say not, I have found the truth, but rather, I have found a truth. Say not, I have found the path of the soul. Say rather, I have met the soul walking upon my path. For the soul walks upon all paths. The soul walks not upon a line, neither does it grow like a reed. The soul unfolds itself like a lotus of countless petals. Then said a teacher, "Speak to us of teaching." And he said, "No man can reveal to you aught but that which already lies, half asleep in the dawning of your knowledge. The teacher who walks in the shadow of the temple among his followers gives not of his wisdom, but rather of his faith and his lovingness. If he is indeed wise, he would not bid you enter the house of his wisdom, but rather leads you to the threshold of your own mind." What did Jiddu Krishnamurti do? What has Khalil Gibran called Jiddu Krishnamurti? Who can tell you what thought is? No scientist has ever. No science can tell you. What Khalil Gibran pointing to? You see, rather leads you to the threshold of your own mind. We don't need the Quran even. Quran only people, or the ones who say Quran is enough. Then he leads you to the threshold of your own mind. The astronomer may speak to you of his understanding of space, like Prophet Muhammad, about God, Allah, and his attributes given to us. But he cannot give you his understanding. That's why you have to say, praise him, Sallu alayhi wa alayhi. And then he says in the Quran, he's nearer to the believers than their own selves. And Allah sends Salli. What is that? On the Prophet. Angels, Allah and the angels. But shouldn't you be divine? If he is indeed wise, he does not bid you enter the house of his wisdom, but rather leads you to the threshold of your own mind. Please don't go there. To Islam, I beg you. Oh, I have to take some emotions out. Okay, now my emotional self has come out. Please, look at this. Dance like a dervish. What is that? The astronomer may speak to you of his understanding of space, but he cannot give you his understanding. The musician may sing to you of the rhythm, right, which is in all space, but he cannot give you the ear which arrests the rhythm, nor the voice that echoes it. And he who is versed in the science of numbers can tell you of the regions of weight and measure, but he cannot conduct you thither. For the vision of one man leads not its wings to lends not its wings to another man. When Allah says, you cannot take the burden of another, no one can take the burden of another, how can then Allah expect us to take the teachings of another? Ask yourselves how he has seen God, how he knows God. The angel came, the angel came upon him, his heart. You have a heart. Angels descend on them who say, Allah is our Lord. Surah Fussilat. where these ayats say, you see, you will get confused, you'll go into Sunni Islam or Shia Islam, and then you have how to do the wudu, get into these nitty-gritties. Or Quran only, and we are like, you're bleeding your, sorry to put it this way, I have to put it this way, you're bleeding your mind, your brain, your energy in this. Although at one time I was like, I don't think the religious scholars should, once you get the religion, you go out, help people, pray for them, pray for the ones who have been gone mad, forsaken. Okay, you say, we pray, your namaz is there and everything. I don't think it's for God, and it's between you and God. After Muharram, Majlis is Safar, and even during Muharram, Majlis is in Safar. Reach out to people. We have all this volunteering. But the greatest, I don't know how to say this, the musician may not and cannot conduct you thither. Okay, so the science of numbers. For the vision of one man lends not its swings to another man. And even as each one of you stands alone in God's knowledge, so must each one of you be alone in his knowledge of God. Seems like going round and round and coming back to this book I had, small one, I bought, kept it on my bedside, in my bedside drawer. I've come back 1987, 1989. So must each one of you be alone in his knowledge of God and in his understanding of the earth. Many perspectives. One book, you see, so many problems. So many problems. So I've come back. I'm honored, privileged to explain this after a great deal of searching. Come back to this. Every road leads me back to what Khalil Gibran has said here. And please go and see what Rabbi Simon, very good, Jacobson, about the soul. He's got my heart, like how we can have a peaceful world. What is your soul? The flame. Please join Rabbi Simon Jacobson. I recommend. I'm not forcing you, but it's wonderful. Like we have a chance here. So many betrayals, things. We have a chance of a lifetime now. This doesn't make me a Jew. Right? He's the best rabbi I've ever. There may be others even better than him, may not have been able to tell you. There may have been Huway ibn Akhtab, who have been killed. Ibn Ishaq narrates. So I have, sorry, so reason and all this, you see, I went through, I can't put it in words now, but just concluding now and not, I mean, I will come back to explain and tell you this. I don't know whether I've explained it or shown you but I think I cannot unless you want to see it. I cannot. But it's my duty to keep showing you until you see what is in you. And we come to this, what Khalil Gibran has said, the golden words. And let the Quran be. So even to help you come out of that fear and help myself also. So there may remain no fear in me anymore, or no person like any other person recent coming and trying to make others Muslims, converting them. So that there's something that's coming up here, fear, that are you leading us to that freedom of the West, or that, no, I'm not leading you to a forget the West, I'm not going to now. It's been beaten to no end. The West, the West, the West. But I'm not leading you to that superficial freedom. And the mind doesn't have. See for yourself what the mind tells you. I'm not leading you. I'm just, it's like Muji Baba said, right? When he tried to explain. Peeling the onion. So I'm really serious about this, but you will see it, how serious I am. And thank you, Salahuddin, much for being here. But you've been, Muslims, you've been hijacked. Your souls have been, like you've been taught to be humble in a way that if you pray humbly, cry to God and read these, say, let me just, it's very hard on my soul. Saifa Sajadi. This is, no, our Imam. Let me just read a few. If you like this, yes. Prayer of people under guardianship. His supplication for morning when faced with worrisome tasks, seeking refuge from hateful things. In yearning forgiveness. Saifa Sajadi. God bless Muhammad and his household. Make us go to the repentance that you lovest, and make us leave the persistence that you hatest. God, when we halt before two decreases in religion, or in this world, let the decrees fall upon that which passes quickly, and relent in that which lasts the longer. I wonder, when we set out after two concerns, one of which makes you pleased with us. So if you choose this, incline us towards that which makes you pleased, and weaken our strength in that which displeases you. Leave not our souls alone to choose in that, for they choose falsehood, except in as this is Sayyid Sajjad, he's Bimar Karbala, Abid, another title of it. Ali ibn al-Hussein. So you'll say, some Shias, you know what I'm up against? This is the most humiliated way to come to God. This is a whole program, prayers. Even Christians, there was a saying, I bought that and put it on my wall. Stairways to go to God. Go through prayer, stairways to, let's see if there's a, it was a whole poem, stairways to go to God. And how a clear sense of Jesus Christ. Jacob and the stairway to heaven. Yeah. He is God reaching down to earth and the way we get to God. Let me see if I can find the poem on Google search. Just so this, if tears could build a stairway and memories a lane. Stairway poems. Prayer is the stairs to God by Lata Raj. To reach God there is no way other way, since prayer is what they say. We come to know God through prayer, and that He takes away all our fear. Wow, by Lata Raj. Okay, thank you, Lata Raj ji, and poemhunter.com. But I wonder if I can find that. Okay, so this. Now, what else is there? In conclusion, for now, for this live stream, what is humility? One day, oh yeah, God will accept. So you keep, but sorry, where is, I want to know, beyond all reasonable doubt, because there are other religions also. Okay, we have Imam Sajjad, the Psalms of Sajjad, but there are other religions also, and so how come I am in the true religion? So I wanted to know beyond all reasonable doubt that Prophet Muhammad, so I could tell, because proclaim the bounties of the Lord unto others, then I can come here and help others that no, Shia Islam is right. But I'm sorry, I couldn't find proof beyond reasonable doubt about Prophet Muhammad. Even looking at it through the Imams, reading Al-Kafi a little bit about who God is. God cannot be this, God can be this, and everything. So today I may fail to save your souls from what He has hijacked. This, and not given you freedom of thought. That freedom, you look at yourself, what is freedom? Because I know what Khalil Gibran, again, going back, I know, but you know what Khalil Gibran has said about freedom. The freedom you seek, you see, what you're seeking could be, this could be a chain on another chain. Like I used to say, do not, my teacher who wanted me to perhaps be free from all this, like, I took those lines from a song when I was separated from her. Not a prison of love that you're making. Not a prison of love that you're making. Don't fall in love with me. I think it's come from also Bee Gees or Robin Gibbs' song. It's a love that just won't last. Where is it? Freedom. Now you see, I have to also do this. Read this out. And he answered. So an orator said, speak to us of freedom. And he answered, at gate and by your fireside I've seen you prostrate yourself and worship your own freedom. Even as slaves humble themselves before a tyrant and praise him through the slay, though he slays them. Sorry. Hey, even in the grove of the temple and in the shadow of the citadel, I have seen the freest among you wear their freedom as a yoke and a handcuff. So you would tell me, Zahra, you don't mind being a slave to love. But love is not a prison, that you're making a prison of it. And my heart bled within me. For you can only be free when even the desire of seeking freedom becomes a harness to you. And when you cease to speak of freedom as a goal and a fulfillment. Am I contradicting? Have I? You shall be free indeed when your days are not without a care, nor your nights without a want and a grief. But rather when these things girdle your life, and yet you rise above them naked and unbound. So what you do, you accept life's reality is here. You are not free. You may have freedom of choice. And this religion has not given you any freedom at all. And how you shall you rise? But we thought as Imam Hussein's followers, you see, people go for happiness, but we went for tears, and because we're not afraid of pain. So I could show you, we and you, we are the people of sorrow of Khalil Gibran, written by Khalil Gibran. And sorrow, you know what sorrow is. So I didn't want to suffer. At one point I wrote, I don't want to suffer. So running away from sufferance is also not good, right? So let us leave behind, you would say, what I would say, and am I contradicting myself? On the other hand, I would say, let us leave behind our freedom, the desire to be free. You see, that could be an escape from this world. But if you ask that question with your whole being, truly, after having even suffering and everything you're going through, it's very difficult now. I have this somehow, but anyways, I go questioning God. What is this life? Why did you create this? But if you, through your whole your being, ever, I don't know, now I'm feeling this. What is freedom? But who am I? Who am I? With your whole being, not pretending in the mind like I was listening to a Chinese. Like, I don't go for your, what is the mind? What, like Chitu Krishnamurti takes us. So your freedom can be your own, what does he say? And thus your freedom, when it loses its fetters, becomes itself the fetter of a greater freedom. It becomes fetters for a greater freedom. What do you do? What do you do? Who can teach you? Like Imam Hussein. We've been going to his Azaldaris. Who can teach you? Only through pain and sorrow, right? In this life, sufferance. Not to be scared of it. So once you get it, you go and pay your respects to Imam Hussein, Imam Sajjad, 25th Muharram. Whatever may befall you. Let's see. I can't say now because that would be preaching. So the problem of evil, here and hither and thither going. So if you have loved someone, like Imam Hussein, like we have loved, and if my love was sincere for Imam Hussein and Imam Sajjad, then would I be scared of anything in this life? Scared of suffering? Scared of losing the one? But I was, you see. I went through hell and I didn't have patience. So now I cannot speak further than this. I hope you understand what I mean. People suffering, dying, and I can't even do much justice to the ones who have gone now. There's a shooting in a school in USA. I didn't get over I'm just in a great shock. My Ismailis, I say my Ismailis, but they may not be Ismailis teaching in the Ismaili Center, right? Would it hurt me more? And I can't say, like, oh my God, how much or less or what, because they were Ismailis, they were peaceful people. Europeans, if some European is killed, if in USA children are killed in school shootings, does it really have an effect on me that much? As if, two Ismailis were killed? No. Because you see, here it's my Ismailis. Oh, I've known sense of belonging. Right? And those in USA recently, there's been a shooting in school. Because there's a sense of belonging for Imam Hussein. Also, in me, childhood conditioning. So I don't know when I will be free from sufferance or be, not be scared of suffering in this world, whatever may come on me or whatever the world may throw at me. Right now, here I stop now. Okay? No, I cannot say much about this. So if you're going to ask me then, or then we cannot take, as Shias, you would say Imam Hussein has taught us. And who are you? Okay, I understand where you may be coming from, but where I know where you're coming from, but I still feel that you should give me a chance. Although I may. So now we are against this. What can I say? I'm not prepared even. So but ask yourselves, would you have been there? Would you have been a Muslim when Prophet Muhammad was there as the messenger. Before following his religion, before following Imam Hussein, ask yourselves, right? This is what I asked myself also. Taking the Quran with Prophet Muhammad's life, Prophet Muhammad, all this. Before even Imam Ali, would you have been a Muslim? Right? So this all I can say. That's all I can say for now. And I leave you with this. Thank you very much, Salahuddin. May God bless you, your people, your family members, your country. Much appreciate you being here. And I'm sorry for the rudeness if I sounded rude against this. But I just cannot take it. I'm sorry. God bless him too and lead him to the true path, bring him back, get him out of this Islam, even Christianity or any other religion. Just get him out. May God help him quickly get him out before he corrupts the souls, ruins people's lives. Thank you so much.